This is the day in the life of Zahra Day. Hi, if we haven't met before, I'm Zahra, a YouTuber and medical doctor and an entrepreneur. And this is what my day looks like on a typical weekday on my way to work, usually. I'm a medical doctor, I work in obstetrics and gynecology, and my day usually starts with a wake up at 6 a.m., me trying to roll out of bed, probably having snoozed the alarm a couple dozen times. Eventually, when I do get out, it's hitting to brush my teeth and make my first cup of coffee for the day. I spend the morning just trying to recalibrate and start off on a good note. So it's usually journaling and something that I've started called 365 Days of Good Moments, where I document one good thing that has happened in my day. It's usually from the day before, and that's really helped me to just slow down and appreciate what's been good in my life. After I do that, I usually am connecting on LinkedIn, and to end it off for the morning routine, it's usually yoga and meditation. Once I do that, it's just getting dressed, getting up, getting ready for work, and heading on my way out. The morning is usually loaded with traffic. So on my way to work, I usually get hit with a lot of traffic that usually takes me somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour to get to work. But I actually don't mind because it gives me a chance to catch up on some podcasts and listen to some really good quality content. There are two podcasts in particular that I really enjoy listening to. One is by Jay Shetty and one is called The Diary of a CEO. They have some wonderful stories. If you haven't checked them out, I'd really recommend that you do. It's mostly about wellness, wealth, growing, building your professional development, your personal development. I'd highly, highly recommend both of those podcasts. As soon as I get to work, I'm hitting the ground running. As I mentioned, work in obstetrics and gynecology. I work in a high-risk unit. So my first job in the morning is to go and check in on all my patients and make sure everyone is okay from the night before. These are all patients that are inpatients in hospital. So the morning is really just about making sure that they're okay, that their babies are okay, and there's nothing has changed over the course of the night. That takes me to about 9 o'clock in the morning, where I usually head for my second cup of coffee just to keep the magic alive. And after that, head straight to my clinic, which is again filled with high-risk women. It's usually about a 60 to 70 patient clinic, where we again just make sure our patients are okay, that they're having healthy, happy pregnancies for both moms and babies. In and amongst my day, I might get called to theatre, might have an emergency, seeing patients, counseling patients, perhaps doing an academic meeting or teaching my junior doctors. The day really is mixed with a lot of different jobs in between. And sometimes it's just about seeing where our colleagues need help and what needs to be done for the day. Day usually ends at around 4 o'clock. So as soon as I get home, I make a snack, make some lunch, and just settle down for about 30 minutes, usually watching an episode of Friends on Netflix, just to ease into the afternoon. Usually in the evening, late afternoon, I want to take my dog for a run. It's also really important for me to just get some exercise, get some mobility in, and get some fresh air. So I really look forward to that part of my day. I always find time to sit down and spend some time with my family, just for us to reconnect, talk about what's been happening in our day. It gets really busy. I think in the world that we live in, it's really important to find time for the people that we love and the people that we care about. So every night we try to make as much time as possible for each other. And usually we just all sit down and have dinner together. So the time after dinner, I find that I've been quite protective over. It's the time where I have before I go to bed, where I can put as much energy as possible into my next project. So whether it's artistic outlets, or it's journaling, or it's content creation for my next YouTube video, or it's a side hustle project, or a different type of project, or anything work related that I might be doing in academia, teaching, whatever the case may be. So I really do like to protect that time after dinner, just to put a good amount of effort and energy into it. Towards the evening, I really do like to wind down. So the last hour before I go to bed is also fairly protected just for reading. I tried to make a rule with myself that I'm just going to read a book every day, every week for the year. For the most part, I've been sticking to it really well. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Sometimes you're just tired. But every night before bed, I cut away 30 minutes to an hour just to read. And I actually found that it helped even more with sleep. So if you're struggling with poor sleeping patterns, struggling to stay asleep, struggling to fall asleep, I'd really recommend reading. There's been good evidence to show that reading before bed, eliminating the screens, eliminating any phones, eliminating TVs, laptops, anything like that, is really helpful for improved quality of sleep. So if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you've been struggling with, reading a book really helps with your sleep quality. I usually am dozing off while I'm reading my book. Lights are off somewhere between 10 and 11. The perfect time to fall asleep. I really love being able to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep in so I can prepare for the next day where I do it all again. If you'd like hearing this video, if you'd like hearing what my story, what my day in the life of Zahra Day looks like, and you'd like to see more content, my latest video is over here, and you can always subscribe to my channel.